shit out before you start doing it all long. Try to play me. We done. We did it. How are you?
No.
How are you? We're moving on.
Oh my God, go. You irritate me. Go. That's the most hated shit I ever heard about.
It just came out of me, too. It did.
I was like, she tried to get
Out
fancy.
here, like a basketball. Yeah, I couldn't control myself. I don't know what that is.
Go ahead. What's up? What are your updates, Queen? How are you?
I am about to get my period, so I'm a sad person, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to hold on to positivity, but I'm feeling the blues. And I have no particular thing to be upset about, but I just was watching Ozark crying and crying and crying.
Wait, are you at the brother part?
Crying. What? Don't go out there ruining it for people.
You love the brother. What happened? Where you at?
All I know is that there are some fucked up people on that show. But you know who got it the most
I'm
fucked
asking
up?
where you're at in the show.
I don't want to tell anybody if they've seen it.
Tell me later.
All I know, again, some people got it really bad in that show, but nobody got it as bad as that fucking baby. That baby, the karma that baby has from the jump. I said, I don't know what that baby did in his past life, but that baby has had nothing but turmoil in his life. I wish the best for baby Mason. Oh, what's his name? Jericho. Josiah?
That's not Jericho. Zeke.
Some
First
biblical
of all,
name.
Why did you say Jericho? Continue. You irritate me.
I knew it was some biblical ass
Somebody
name.
tweeted us too. It was like, y'all crack me up how y'all don't never know nobody fucking name.
So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm in to-go mode, trying to get ready for this weekend of vending. If you guys want to check out the Sable Collective in Philadelphia, we will be at Black Star Film Festival on Saturday, August 6th from 11 till 7. And then the following day, we're going to be at Second Street Festival in Northern Liberties, which seems to be like a really awesome event. It's blocks long, 150 vendors. We'll be the best one there, so come and visit us.
Oh, that's right. Fabulous. Updates for me. I have not been tender. I've been angry lately. I've been watching my sugar intake and ready to kill people.
Oh.
like the other day I was with my friend Black, and I was snippy with him, and I'm never snippy with him, but I've been snippy with him, and I realized in the car, I was like, oh, I want sugar, and I'm angry. And so he drove me to Pinkberry.
Not him.
He drove me, and
enabling your addiction.
I didn't go. I said, no, drive away.
Good girl.
Drive away right now. He was like, just get the fucking Pinkberry. Like, he was over me, I think. And I was like, no, I can do this. He was proud of me. He said I had good willpower. But I'm not doing well. And then I have a public service announcement. Something very scary happened to me last night. I'm on no sleep because I was at a precinct, a police precinct, and I wasn't on my white woman shit. What happened was I'm driving home very late, and all of a sudden on my phone, there is a notification. Notification says, let me go to it. It says, unidentified air tracker. Hold on. This shit had me stressed because I want to read it verbatim. Here we go. Your current location can be seen by the owner of this air tag. This air tag may be attached to an item you are borrowing. If this air tag is not familiar to you, you can disable it and stop sharing your location. So I click continue because I don't have an air tag. And for those of you that don't know, air tags are about the size of a quarter. You can purchase them from Apple, and you can put them on things like keys, your wallet, any kind of miscellaneous items that you don't want to lose. Well, people are tracking people with these tags unbeknownst to them. It's very dangerous. So I pulled over, and I click continue, and there's another thing that says, well, one, it shows me everywhere that I drove that evening. So that freaked me out. So it was definitely tracking me. Then they ask you to, if this AirTag is not, if this is not your AirTag, click here to disable. You click here to disable, and the shit says, locate the AirTag, remove the battery cover, and then remove the battery, and that's how you disable it. Well, I can't find the AirTag. So I see some police officers, they come over, I'm trying to explain it to them. Long story short, they have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm showing them my phone, calling Apple. Apple will not talk to me because I'm not trying to buy anything, and all the representatives are unavailable at this time. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30, 2 in the morning. So I'm searching my car. I'm trying to hear this beep because you can press a button to have the AirTag beep. I can't hear it. So they tell me to drive to the precinct. I go to the precinct, same fucking deal. The cops don't know what to do. They're looking, they're like, pop the hood, do this, do that. You got to check in your wheel, whatever the hell that is. And look under your license plate. It's magnetic then. I don't know. And that was the other thing. I'm seeing it put on like wallets. So I don't think it's magnetic. I think there's like some sort of sticky adhesive or I don't think it's magnetic. So anyway, I can't find this AirTag. So I drive my car to some random location and I get my ass home from there. I'm freaked out. I can't even lie to you that I did come in and cry a little bit, like afterwards. Yeah. Just because I felt like, and I walked home with my knife out, like I just felt so unsafe. Like the fact that somebody was tracking me. And so the police, I talked to Apple this morning. It stopped tracking me as soon as I got to the precinct. So that is also very scary. So the police were maybe they were following you? I don't know. Maybe they were following you, or maybe following me, or maybe they were tracking me and saw I went to the police and turned it off. But Apple confirmed that, one, I can't turn this tracker off. Two, they can't turn the tracker off because of some privacy bullshit because of this fucking country. Everybody in their privacy, which in this instance I'm annoyed. But and two, that they can turn it back on. They can, they could have just turned it off. So the woman just keeps telling me, you have to find the tracker. That's the only way. And so I'm giving her a fucking piece of my mind. Poor woman. She's just a tech lady. She didn't come up with this shit. But I then was also Googling all night this AirTag issue. And this is a real issue. Lots of women specifically are complaining about it, and lots of people with luxury vehicles because people are tracking their vehicle, following them home, robbing them, and stealing their vehicle. So this is really concerning. Jade took my car today to get it power washed. They washed under it. Unfortunately, the mechanic person that I go to, they couldn't see me today, so I'm going to take it tomorrow morning. And the saddest part was Jade told me that when she went to them and told them what she needed done, and he was like, "Oh yeah, they knew." And he was like, "Don't worry, I'll take the tires off, I'll take the hubcaps off, I'll take we'll search, we'll find it." So this is not this is happening. And the fact that the police aren't really aware, but mechanics are, is like, what? Well, I saw it online before, that was I have no idea what they're talking about. I was and thank God there was some white girl in Miami. She posted this, somebody put an AirTag in her purse. But I saw that video, and that was I would have ignored that. I would have been like, oh, my phone's tripping. I wouldn't even have clicked that, in all honesty, had I not seen that video. Right, had you not known what an AirTag meant. You thought it was right. I would have been like, oh, my phone is tripping. Right. So very scary. Really Fuck scary. Apple. I'm mad at them. And yeah, I don't know. I really, this is not okay. So, but I came in and cried, and I remember saying, I was on the phone with my friend who I had left, and I was saying to them, I swear to God, if anybody ever tries to violate me again, I will kill them. It took me back to that place of of course, just complete violation. And I was so upset. I was shaking, but angry, not scared, angry, wanting to kill, ready to kill someone. It was just, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but ladies and gentlemen and non-binary folks, please, please be careful, because this is like, I don't know. I don't know how we combat this. They told me to write a fucking email to Apple, and I was like, NPR did an article on you people and this AirTag. What the hell is my email going to do?
Apple don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so.
Like, what were they thinking when they made that? They had no one in the design.
They had someone in the room, but they were like, oh, well, you can track people's phones. You can hack our system.
Good.
Yeah, whatever.
Good. Don't worry about it.
Anyway.
I'm sorry, Antoinette. That is scary.
It's scary. So we'll see. But, the last thing I want to say is when you are driving, if you have an iPhone, make sure your Bluetooth is on and your Find My iPhone is on. Otherwise, you won't get the notification from Apple saying that there's an unidentified AirTag tracking you. So that was the only reason why I got that notification. If I wouldn't have had those settings set that way, then I wouldn't have seen that. And even if you turn Find My iPhone off, they can still track you because they're tracking you from their device. So that's all. Hot shit. Moving right along. I feel bad for the patrons on Patreon, just because I'm probably going to be looking like this, slick back bun in my sports bra with this robe thing on for the foreseeable future, because I am really into my new man, Mustafa. I've been riding him diligently. If y'all don't know, Mustafa is my new bike, my road bike. And I'm trying to get out every day after work and ride until it gets fucking cold. And then I might not do anything, but we'll figure it out. But I was watching Massey Arias, who I love. And for those of you that don't know, Massey is a fitness person, wellness person in the influencer space, personal trainer to the stars. And she recently has been really vulnerable online, more vulnerable than normal. And she was talking about how exercise is for mental health. She doesn't exercise to see physical results anymore. She is battling some sort of depression. And when she starts to feel herself getting down, she immediately is tells herself, get up and work out, and she feels better. So I know that I've been trying to figure out how to work out without punishing my body and celebrating it and taking care of my body so that it's just that care for my body. So that approach is really just that simple shift in mindset has really helped me. And I took a hot yoga class the other day and it just felt so good. But baby, I had that mask on because of monkeypox. When I tell you that mask.
You took a hot yoga class with a mask on?
I had a fucking mask on and I could not breathe because it wasn't even the KN one where you look like a duck. It was the regular one. And every time I took a breath in, the shit went into my mouth and it was wet and it was gross. But I wasn't taking that mask off because that room was too small and monkeypox and everything else. I said, y'all lucky I'm even in this bitch. But here we are. You gotta do what you gotta do. You wouldn't take a hot yoga class with a mask on?
No, man.
Really?
I would just, if I felt that I needed to wear a mask, I wouldn't take the class. That is just.
I know.
Just.
Well, I know. I was feeling good. I felt really good after the class, and my neck was doing that it was doing that pre-spasm thing, so I was nervous, so I went to take it.
I had a revelation around that wellness and physical attention. Mm-hmm. I think when you're angry or when you're sad, I had this revelation to drink a lot of water. Drink more water than you normally drink. Be super attentive to your water intake if you're feeling really, really sad, or if you're really, really angry.
That is such good advice, because I don't take care of myself at all when I'm sad or angry.
When you're sad or angry. I mean, and maybe you ain't gonna do the whole, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna even watch my breathing. Maybe the best thing that you can do is get yourself a gallon of water and drink that whole bitch. Drink it.
Find out Devin changed your fucking life. Where's your water bottle?
Devin, if you listening, bro, that water bottle has a crack in it and it spills everywhere, and I risk my computer every day, but I am not going to bring it.
Oh my God.
And it has increased my incontinence, and I am not going to not.
Let me buy you a new one. Why? It got a crack in it? But you dropped it?
The straw doesn't work. Like the second day, the straw just didn't work. And
damn,
so
Devin.
so if the straw's not in there, then there's that little hole in it. If that shit tips over, then.
All right, well, we're drinking our water. That's really good advice, because I told you text me sad today, and I told you to do drugs.
You told me to do drugs and eat fried chicken.
And salad. Yo, Shanti texted me and was like, I'm feeling tender. Should I get fried chicken or salad? And I said, you should definitely get fried chicken and salad. She was like, I can't afford both. Too expensive. I said, girl, then
do drugs.
Do drugs.
I was like, duh.
And drugs, just like an edible. You need Shanti, let me just give you a little piece.
You never seen me high, girlfriend. You've never seen me high.
And I feel that I deserve to.
No, it's not fun.
Is it real? It's not fun when you're drunk, so I'm ready.
It's more fun when I'm drunk than when I'm high. It's the complete opposite of when I'm drunk.
You're just like in your head and annoying,
and like in my heart, and like everything is really high stakes and important.
I believe that sounds like me every day. I feel like
you won't like it because I don't like it. And I'm like. It's intense. It's intense. That's
wow. Maybe it gets you from your savage, sad self into like the Libra space. Maybe that's it. I think it was funny today how I posted that thing. Y'all, I can't stand y'all. I posted. Let me go to it. I posted on Instagram.
I felt sad about that.
You did? Well, first let me say what I wrote. It was a meme and it said nobody. Me after the first link. Be careful going home. I love you. And I wrote, who posted it? Shanti or Aunt? And everybody was like, oh, this is Aunt. I was like, that's
only Kirby. And I was like, Kirby, you did not know me at all.
Kirby don't know me either. I said, Kirby. Like, I don't think, and that's because every time Kirby asks me if I'm dating, I'm like, no, these men fucking suck. Anyway, that was an aside. Other hot shit. I would like to shout out Armani White. Armani. I'm so proud of this guy. He is a artist, musician, rapper from Philadelphia. And he just signed. He's been independent for a very long time. His song, Billie Eilish, where he sampled that Clips beat. Oh, girl, I can't depart. Is that right? I don't even know if that's the right song. It's not right. What's the song that you sampled?
I think that she's a haggler. No, I'm not.
That's what I just sang, Shanti.
What you trying to do? Yeah, okay.
It's grinding, yeah. Anyway, that's fine. So anyway, he just signed to Def Jam. And I'm so proud of him. And he has new music coming out this week. By the time this comes out, it'll be out. So make sure you check that out. And his mom, he has a video drop, and his mom's in the video dancing with him. Like he has, Armani, for those of you that don't know, was on our podcast. Shanti, if you could find what episode that was while I'm talking, I don't know. But just Google Armani White and Around the Way Curls. But he is just such a light being. He has such good energy. He's not your typical, I'm trying to be cool rap dude. He's just a good fucking kid. And I did reach out to him. He posted a video of him giving his mom quite a bit of money in cash. And I reached out quick, fast, and in a hurry. It was like, okay, very proud of you. That was very nice. But stop posting fucking money on Instagram before you get robbed. And 2, make sure you invest your fucking advance. Okay?
Oh, no, that's right.
He assured me that that was a gesture that his mom deserves. So that's very nice. But
if you want to listen to the episode, it's episode 116, Happy Hood Music, featuring Armani.
Armani, right. Anyway, very proud of the kid. Make sure y'all check him out.
Yeah, I love that. I love to see it. I love to see that video, and then I saw the other video that you posted of the video that came out.
Oh yeah.
Also, another aside, I saw that Beyonce has a bait clip that she posted a video of Break My Soul is coming out. I think it's coming soon. It's that your visuals are coming, girl. Them fake titties going to be there.
Don't do that. Do not talk about Beyonce in that way. And you don't know if her breasts are fake. She might have gotten a lift.
You said it. Not you.
Don't
reneging
you ever tell people that I say anything bad about Beyonce on this podcast. What I say in private, it remains in private.
My bad,
I am
sorry.
flabbergasted, and I would never say something like that.
I'm so
she
sorry.
posted something, and I went to it, hype as shit on YouTube, and
I was sorely disappointed. I said, "Girl,
say disappointed one more time."
I said disappointed.
Anyway, B is playing with us. Now, at first, she would just drop stuff and not say nothing. Now she just teasing the hell out of us, and I don't understand. So, whatever. Shout out to her. I can't wait for the visuals to come out, but she's playing and she's hurting us.
Well,
she called it clickbait.
I know,
and I still clicked it.
But she called it clickbait, like click. Ain't nobody fucking with my click. Not click, like. Did you catch that, Antoinette? I thought that was clever.
She's looking rather. Anyway, so I love her. No, she's looking.
She's looking juicy as hell. She looking beautiful.
She looks juicy. She looks really. She's looking like my color though. She need to get tan. She looking. And she look a little light.
I'm telling Beyonce and the light skin propaganda.
I said superiority. Beyonce. Ain't nothing better than Beyonce with a tan. Ooh, I'd be like, girl, teach me. Anyway, let's head over to pop culture. Pop culture.
No, I have an unpopular opinion that I need to share.
I apologize, Queen.
Okay, speaking of tans and people looking juicy and gorgeous, everybody is celebrating the Carnival. And I have an unpopular opinion.
It's not Carnival, it's crop over.
What's the difference?
Same thing. It's the same thing. It's just the Beijing.
I don't know enough. Please forgive me to all the Caribbean folks out there that love Carnival, crop over, whatever. I love to see the outfits. I love to see the sexy pictures. But I in no way, shape, or form ever want to participate in what y'all are doing. It looks exhausting. And it looks like all of y'all vaginas hurt by the end of that. The way the bathing suits or whatever the thongs are just pulling at and stressing out all of y'all poor vaginas. Then you got the nerve to be grinding on top of wearing that unbreathable spandex. It makes me exhausted when I see them.
With fishnets. They always have fishnets on too.
Whatever it is, it looks like it's the exact opposite of what a doctor tells you to do.
Chris ain't gonna get you.
Your vagina. No, I'm telling you, I like to see the pictures. I love it. It's not for me. I may be old. I may be tapped out. But how long is the walk? Is it like a 4K?
Can I say something?
Is it a 2K? Is it a 10K?
So people train for it, and I get invited every year because Renee loves Carnival, and I'm like, cool. I live in a very Caribbean neighborhood. I will say that I be ready for that music that's so gonna be off within an hour. I'm like, no. So soca all goddamn day. I'm like, can you put the clips on?
And then drinking. And then tolerating men just coming in
and dancing and just whining all day.
All day. I'm not built for it. Exhausting. And my vagina hurts. I need to go put on my granny panties.
You have incontinence. How could you?
I couldn't do it. How do you pee?
You would pee on yourself.
Wings and shit. Like, what are you?
You would pee on yourself. I would get sunburned and probably pass out.
We would not make it
work out. I think we should do it around the way.
And it has a name to be drinking. I would die.
Drinking a lot.
Whenever I see it, I sit down. When I look at it on my phone, I immediately sit down. It exhausts me. I'm just like, oh god, y'all tripping. But that's an unpopular opinion. Shout out to all y'all out there whining and grinding in the sun. But I can't do it. Also,
wow. We're canceled.
No, I love it. I love to see it. Y'all bodies look great. You look beautiful. But don't you ask me to come out there. I'm like,
nobody did.
Where are we going? Are we going to the water? Is it too? Do we have to walk back? Is there like transportation back to whence you came?
I will say this. Nobody is more annoying in the world than a tired Shanti. Tired Shanti is worse than drunk Shanti. It's worse. I'm sure it's worse than high Shanti. Tired Shanti is the most aggravated, just over it human you will ever meet. And tired Shanti is that she shows up around 10 p.m. every day.
It's true. It's about 9:52 right now. Watch the fuck out.
No, we should. I want to do it once, but I ain't got it in me right now.
I'll put the outfit on, take some pics.
That the outfit is like thousands of dollars, right?
I will, because they're wearing feathers and it's a whole fucking set. And I don't know how it's $1,000 because it's just a thong and a
no, it's
bra.
a lot because you do it and you're in like there's like certain, I don't know, we don't know enough, know nothing. Ignorant. There's like certain sections.
Judgmental.
I'm not judging it. I think it's kind of cool, but I don't think I'm up for it. I give you a good listen. Just give me a Wally. I'm simple. I give a Wally.
Where the fuck the walls at? That's another thing. You don't be grinding on the air. Like,
right. And these men gotta hold themselves up with their cores. Child, they need some like back support. Get behind the wall.
Get away from me. I'm trying to walk to our destination. You keep grinding up neck. Get the fuck away from me, bro.
Yo. Anyway, somebody else that needs to get the fuck away is Mystical.
Girl.
Mystical he's at that place with me that R. Kelly is in. Because Mystical done time in jail for rape. And now he brought his raggedy ass out of jail and allegedly was beating on a woman because she had $100 of his, or he thought she stole $100. She was trying to help him find it. And then she was saying that he was going back and forth between being really remorseful and getting really angry and getting really aggressive and then being really remorseful until he basically he physically raped her and poured alcohol over her to cleanse her.
To remove evidence?
No, he needed to cleanse her of her bad spirits. It wasn't even the evidence.
So
like,
Mystical,
he's not well.
The fuck off.
Authorities also found all kinds of drugs.
I was about to say he's on drugs. That's exactly what I was going to say.
All kinds of shit in his house. I forget the list, but I don't even feel like
he's the one that's possessed.
Yeah, I don't exactly. Thank you. All these men. These men have been, and I love men, but some of these celebrity men have had a lot of opinions on women's pH and and how we gotta cleanse ourselves and all this shit when y'all need some cleansing. Like, you're not okay.
You out here having sex unprotected, getting women pregnant. Apparently, Neo had an outside baby. Speaking of last
I would like to say that Neo, I'm really mad at him. I just talked to him 2 weeks ago. He's not on my shit list as much as Mystical. No. Mystical to me is like on the R. Kelly level where I feel like when Shake Your Ass comes on, Danger comes on, I'm not with the shits anymore. I'm like, the song's not that fine. Like it had its time. It's a shame, but like I'm good on it. I'm so fucking good on you. I'm one of these people I just don't want to hear it. And I think maybe it has to do with my past history of sexual violence, but like, I'm fucking good on you, especially since you didn't learn your lesson. You take no accountability. Where's the road to like...
He's like sick and he's like...
Neither is R. Kelly.
Sick.
Neither is R. Kelly.
Is sick too, yes.
So I'm like, nobody's able to take accountability and I'm fucking good on you. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Mystical. You feel very passionate about this last thing, and I don't. Or the second thing.
I don't feel passionate about it. I just feel like it's interesting. Christy Teigen is pregnant. Teigen. I'm worried about her because she had to lose. She lost her baby and says she can't have any more kids. Child.
She said after so many prayers and also after she said millions of shots. So obviously she she got some, what is that called? In vitro. She got some hormonal help or whatever. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I hope it works out.
I didn't think it was a problem with fertility as much as it was a problem with her actually being able to carry the child.
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
She was able to get pregnant. It was just she couldn't keep the baby. Anyway, blessings upon her and their family. God help that baby to grow. And
I hope people forgive her.
What did she do again? She's mean.
People brought up old tweets, yeah, and she was bullying somebody. She was bullying people. But she, I think, felt really awful about it. People were like, "Oh yeah, of course you feel awful because we're dragging you like you drag everybody else." But like, yeah, how else are you gonna feel awful? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you forgive Christy?
She's okay. Yeah, I mean, as long as she shows changed behavior, which she stepped away, she's been quiet. She lost so much. She lost all her cooking shows. She's off the lip sync show. She lost a lot.
She's off the lip sync show?
Oh, yeah, girl. They got rid of her. So it was like, oh, Twitter don't like you no more. You got to go.
Nobody ever stand in that corner anyway. You ain't a DJ. What is her actual...
Oh, my. Do you like her or not? You are tricky. You'd be like, I wish her well. It's like, you ain't doing nothing anyway, your old dumbass.
I did not say
that's
that.
That's how you are. But that was your face.
I just wasn't sure. But I liked her. I like Chrissy. I like her energy. I think she's funny. I think she's fun. I think she's a lot.
Yeah, of course she's a lot. That's okay. You don't care about this, but this is annoying to me a little bit. I get it, but also no. Monica Lewinsky is also mad at Beyonce. Khalees was first. Khalees still mad. And Khalees is actually...
got her shit taken off for Beyonce's.
Yes. Beyonce was like, I'm not going to respond, but here you go. It's off. Queen. Khalees is arguing with the Beehive. She responding to them, writing under her comments like, you sold it. Oh, yeah. Khalees is going back and forth with them, and I wish her publicist would just be like, girl, stop. But Monica Lewinsky was like, oh, well, while you're at it, okay. Other people are also mad at Beyonce because of the word spaz is in a song. So Beyonce is also changing that the same way Lizzo did. So that came out. Monica Lewinsky hopped on that trend. It was like, well, while you're at it, why don't you go back to your famous Beyonce album and get rid of my name, which was used in Partition in the most, I don't know, what did she say?
Inaccurate.
It wasn't inaccurate.
It was Bill Clinton on my blouse, not Monica Lewinsky. It should have been Bill Clinton all on my blouse.
That actually
came on her
Bill
dress.
Clinton blouse. Bill, the alliteration works. Yeah, I mean,
not you not accepting that.
I don't know. I just feel like I get it, Monica, but I just feel like, girl, your fight is not on, like, I don't know. Maybe I would want my name brought up, I'm sure, but I will also understand that pretty well known for that. And everywhere I go, that's gonna be on people's minds. And it's very unfortunate, but like that is a part of American history. But I get it. But I just don't, I guess my question is like, when do we stop? What can we say? Can we say things? I feel like Michael Scott.
You can say nigga, say that, Antoinette.
No. I just got so stressed.
No.
What's crazy is the fact that I said that on Jasmine's album. Every time I hear it, I go,
oh, I gotta bring that up. I gotta bring it up. That should be
Why
on
you gotta bring it up?
Just because every time we have an episode, I just gotta somehow throw that in there.
Leave me alone. You know how Michael Scott, you don't watch The Office, but for people who watch The Office, there was this episode where they were having like some HR was coming in because Michael was saying reckless stuff. And he was like, I mean, when does it end? Because he was selling his jokes in the office. And he goes, like, what? Are you telling me that I can't say anything? And she goes, well, no, you can't say anything, but you need to keep it with it. Like, that's how I feel. It's like comedians can say anything in the name of comedy. So why can't artists? I'm just, why are we drawing these lines? Like, comedians say any fucking thing. I just went to a comedy show and cracked the fuck up, but it was wild. It was wild. And maybe it would have offended me.
If you were a white woman?
What?
Who were they talking about? I feel like white people are always the butt of.
Wait, did you just say if I was a black woman? Because
I said if you were a white woman, girl.
I was about to say this episode is about to go somewhere else.
Just say the N-word so that you can feel good. Just say it so you go get some.
It doesn't make you feel good.
Not say.
I thought that's what you said. Oh God. No, he was talking about you know what? He did have a joke. He had a joke about his dad always had, Kevin Hart said his dad always had the best nicknames for people because they always describe people, but it was always the things that they were the most self-conscious about. And so he would call some woman, I think, Wings. And everybody was like, why are you calling her that? And he was like, so she started talking, and that part on her arm, that tricep, was flapping like a wing. And I got quiet, like, oh man, because mine. But I also was like, it's funny. That's funny. But that's the type of shit we're up against now with music. It's like, I could have written Beyonce and said, you said the word wings, and you were referring to my flabby triceps. I don't know. I'm just
with
over
culture,
it.
Not just music. It's the culture. Cancel culture, baby. The fuck you say? You're out of here.
I would like to know what Beyonce would have to do to be canceled. She would have to do some shit.
She done every goddamn thing on the low.
What did she do?
Start people shit.
Don't do that, Shanti.
She done kick Kelly and Michelle to the side.
No, she didn't. She doesn't need to dim her light. We just talked about that.
She done did everything.
I'm over it. I don't like it.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm tired. We're done. It's all downhill from here. It's all downhill from here.
And with that, we are out. All right. Anyway.
No, word. You're right. But I think it's cancel culture. But I would love, I don't know.
Do you think Monica Lewinsky has a right to be upset? If I was her, I'd be.
Girl, okay. Shut up. That was 1990 or something like that. Girl, nobody worried about you. Nobody's worried about you, Monica.
But it's her name. It is her name.
It's inaccurate. If anything, her argument should be it's inaccurate. It should be Bill Clinton doll on my blouse. But Beyonce was like, we ain't saying
Beyonce
that.
was like, what? Hillary's about to run and I got to stand with her.
She's like, what are you talking about? Take this L real quick. Little dick sucking ass.
Oh my God. Yo. Oh God!
They tried to impeach that nigga. They tried to impeach him.
They did impeach him.
Did he get impeached? No,
yeah,
They tried to.
No, he was impeached.
Mm-mm.
Yes, he was. He was impeached, but he wasn't thrown out of office. Look it up. Google it. Bill
like, damn,
Clinton.
Really gonna act like this is the norm.
I just right because I know he was in there like JFK though, for real. Bill Clinton. JFK was doing all kinds of shit.
Having all these fucking sacrifices, though. Sorry, that was
the impeachment of Bill Clinton. He was impeached, Sheila. Donald Trump was twice impeached. His ass was still in there. What is impeachment anyway? They just be staying in office.
He was like, "You wrong, right. You wrong, but you can stay though. You can stay though."
History remember you as an impeached president that we loved, who played the fucking saxophone like a N-word on our Arsenio Hall show, but we hate your wife because of your transgressions. Tricky.
Anyway, she gotta take the L. She's a woman. Speaking of somebody
what is going on with you tonight?
Not be taking the L. In all seriousness. We're on to politics as usual. Brittany Griner, we found out today, Antoinette texted me, was found guilty and sentenced to 9 years in prison for her possession of drugs in Russia.
But I just want to preface, they knew this was going to happen. They knew that the sentence was going to be high. This was anticipated. So this is like where the real negotiations begin.
Oh, wow.
I just want to preface that like, they knew that, she knew that, and she still looked heartbroken, but she knew what was coming. And so now they have to continue to negotiate, and Russia's going to want more.
Don't they want that guy, right? The U.S. offered that guy up who I was talking about, I forget his name, Victor something, who's basically one of the worst arms dealers in the world. And they offered him up in exchange for her. And the worst, I'm forgetting the other gentleman's name, who was also incarcerated in Russia or being held hostage in Russia. But Russia wants more. You have to realize Russia is pissed. Russia is pissed that their war in Ukraine is not going the way they wanted it to go. A lot of that can be attributed to Western arms being fed to Ukraine and Western support. They're still pissed about the Olympics and the fact that Russians weren't allowed in the fucking Olympics because of doping, which ironically it's because of doping, and she's locked up for, I think it was like less than an ounce, or like a tiny ass bit of cannabis oil. So they're playing politics right now, and they want to make the U.S. look bad. They want to get us on our hands and knees, which this is just unfortunate. And I feel so badly for her wife. I feel so badly for her. She's 31. I would be fucking terrified. I couldn't. I just, I don't know. But well, if what you said sounds...
I hope they get her home.
Yeah, sounds hopeful. Hopefully. It sounds like... I thought that was final. I thought that was like...
No.
But...
No, there's all... They were anticipating this, and this is at least every news outlet is like, okay. And the White House is basically saying, like, this is where we're still negotiating. Mm-hmm. This is not... Okay. This is where the negotiations, like the ball is in Russia's court. We need to know what they want.
Yeah, I saw Biden's letter that he sent out as well. So, yeah, prayers.
I just also want to say that I was on a call for work. It was really interesting. And it was, we were on paid time. I don't know if I talked about this, but maybe I did, so stop me. But we're on a paid time, like this is time that we're getting paid for, and we're having an open forum discussion about America and America's status, how we are all feeling. It's like a check-in. And I heard so many people talking about how they're just so sick of it. They're ready to go. They're ready to be out. And mostly white folks were saying that, some black folks, but a lot of immigrant people, and first generation, and a lot of like folks who are actual immigrants were saying, like, I couldn't imagine leaving because of everything that my family and I went through to get here. And they kind of brought some real perspective to the conversation. I know that this country has a lot of fucking work to do, and she's still a baby. America is a baby ass country. But the privilege that we have, like all of that wasn't a real trial in Russia. Like that was fake. Even her defense lawyer is like, they do what the Kremlin says to do. And we have to recognize that all of these rights that we feel like we have, they're not real in a lot of places. Someone put it to perspective for me, like women just were allowed to like drive, like it's different.
In Saudi Arabia?
So as much.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Where? In another country, women were just
apparently in Russia. It hasn't been that long that women have been like allowed to drive and vote and like function as humans. I don't know the dates. I should have been more prepared, but I just want to offer that as like, I'm not by any means saying that this country does not have a shit ton of work to do. But what I'm saying is we need to recognize our privilege as Americans. And every time someone gets locked up overseas, I think about that shit. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but like Guantanamo Bay, like, sounds good. America, when it comes to international
Guantanamo, I'm talking about
they
Americans.
Shit up too.
Absolutely, that's what I'm. No, exactly international. That's what I'm saying.
You go somewhere else, yeah, it's all bets are off. And
I just feel like you're missing the point. I'm not saying that America is doesn't do the same shit. I'm saying as an American in this country.
Yeah, no.
Like, no.
Mm-hmm. Locked Up Abroad, nigga, have you seen that? They don't play. They don't care.
Different. It's different.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of rights that I think we're born into that we can always want and we do deserve more in a lot of instances. But just keep that perspective in mind as well. I feel terrible for her. In other news, outside of America, the Earth is rotating faster than ever. The Earth. It was rotating slower. Now, I didn't watch, they don't have that much online about this. I was watching the YouTubes, and they were breaking it down. They think that it is because of climate change and the glaciers are melting. I don't know. They don't know. They're trying to figure it out. Now, when I say it's rotating slower, that means that there was less than 24 hours in a day. Faster. It was slower. But now, there's less than 24 hours in a day. It's off by like a millisecond. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you watch these YouTube videos, this shit is scary.
People realize somehow it's all connected to the Illuminati and the government.
No. I'm serious. Like, there's serious
the IT, it says like the clock, the universal clock is going.
All right, all of our shit is connected to this universal 24-hour clock. If that shit goes askew, we're fucked. In addition to that, with the glaciers melting and everything, if it gets slower and slower, that will impact. Faster. Excuse me. Why do I keep saying that? Faster and faster. That will start to impact like gravity. It will start to impact the ozone layer. It will start to impact the sun and how our agriculture grows. Like, it ain't no joke, y'all. So my question to you is, when the flood comes, where do you want to be?
Girl.
I've been thinking about it. Like, when the flood comes, I've been thinking about it a lot because I'm like, this ain't right. There was a sinkhole. You saw the sinkhole in
America
Canada?
is trying to get us off of her. She's like, y'all getting on my... I'm not America. The earth is like, y'all getting on my nerves. Like, get off of me.
Remember Sonia Sanchez when she was like, shake loose my skin? That's how I feel. Like, America's like,
keep fucking with
America,
fuck around and shake y'all off. I tried to go slower. That didn't work. So let me speed this bitch up. Like, where will I want to be?
When the flood comes. This might feel weird, but I really been walking down the street thinking about this. Like, where would I want to be when the flood comes?
I would want to be with my daughter. Probably, of course. I want to be with family. I probably would want to be at my mom's house because I feel like that's a place that I know and it feels like home in a lot of ways. I don't know, girl. I got to think on that.
Did you see that Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
No, but I need to watch it because have you seen real life clips of how they have dismissed and made fun of and ridiculed the scientists that were trying to warn them on national TV? Oh, you're going to ruin your day.
You are. Continue to do it. Because I need to, listen, NASA, you saw the NASA scientist handcuffing himself to Chase Bank because Chase Bank invests the most in fossil fuels. And he was like, y'all, we are going to die. We're dying.
Have you heard about the scientist that actually set himself on fire in a Buddhist protest because he was so upset about it? Like, the streets are talking. The media don't want to tell you that. Watch YouTube and then you'll go down the rabbit hole of how the media is controlled by the Satanists.
Okay.
It's all on YouTube. Yes, somebody put himself on fire in a sacred Buddhist tradition to protest climate change. He was like, y'all don't get it.
I hope we're still around. I'll tell you this. If the flood comes, I don't know where I would want to be and that makes me really sad. I don't have nowhere to be.
You don't know where you would want to be. I thought you were thinking
I don't have nowhere to be. If the flood comes and I haven't had sex all of 2022, I'm going to kill somebody. Like, I'll be like, what was this for?
Not what was it for.
No.
Like a cockroach just trying to procreate at the end of the world. You know how when cockroaches are scared or a threat, they want to procreate so they can have more babies?
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were up on cockroaches so much. Good to know. Anyway, I feel like I'm about to cry because I really don't know. I think that's a good question to ask ourselves in order to put our lives in perspective. Are you living the life you want to live? If the flood came, this probably, I'm not being funny, but seriously, if the flood came, would you have regrets? I think we should live every day like the flood is coming. But also you got to plan for the future, so it's tricky. But I'm really serious about that. I'm very serious about that. Anyway, Joseph Robinette Biden, aka Beat COVID Twice Biden, signs an executive order for abortion. Y'all know Biden. I'm trying to send some love to Biden.
How you feeling, girl?
Like,
you hyping it up.
I feel like we're down and out on this dude. Woo! He done caved and shook himself on off the monument to come and help us now. All right. Joseph Biden on Wednesday signed an executive order that lays the groundwork for Medicaid to help women seeking abortions to travel between states to obtain access to the procedures. The details are still being worked out, but the administration faces a challenging legal landscape because it's illegal to use federal funding to pay for abortions unless the woman's life is in danger or the pregnancy is a result of rape or incest. However, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said that the Department of Health and Human Services would invite states where abortion remains legal to apply for permission to use Medicaid's funds to provide reproductive health care to women who live in states where abortions are banned. So basically, Biden is trying to help the poor women because that's who this is going to affect the most. So I'm not mad at this. It's going to be tricky. It's still going to be a legal battle, as you heard. But at least they're trying. And I really hope that it does help folks who need reproductive health care.
It seems like, but it has to be within those stipulations of danger or rape or incest.
Well, no, not necessarily, because they're trying to basically find a loophole within this executive order to basically say, well, we want Medicaid to help this person go to a state where abortion is legal. So it's I don't know. It's tricky how they're trying to figure that out. I think that they're going to get clobbered legally, but here we are. I would like to transition though for a second. I had the great honor to be in conversation in a community with pause. Wait, I'm fucking up. Write this down. I was going to roll. I was trying, baby.
On a roll, baby.
God damn it. One second. Jamesa. All right, I found it. My eyes was looking for that page like.
You did say it. It was there.
I know. I just put it there.
Asshole.
All right, ready? What was I saying?
Start from the top.
I don't remember what I said. Well, I would like to take a second, though, to transition because I had the great honor and privilege to be in conversation with Jamesa Bailey, who is the Director of Black Campaigns at Planned Parenthood Federation of America. And so I'm really excited to share this conversation that I have with her. It's brief, but very poignant, and she offers a lot of resources for folks, and especially I think folks within our community and within our Around the Way Curl kind of network. So without further ado, here's my conversation with Jamesa. I think that was trash, but okay. All right, everyone. So as I said, we are joined here by a lovely guest, and I know that we've been talking a lot about women's reproductive health, and so I wrote on the lovely Instagram that I was looking for someone who could speak about women's reproductive rights and health care, and we were joined by Jamesa, who is actually works for Planned Parenthood. Jamesa, thank you so much for being on. I don't know if you want your last name shared, so I didn't share.
Yeah, it's fine. Jamesa Bailey.
Okay. Jamesa Bailey, thank you so much for joining us. And what is your capacity at Planned Parenthood? What is your role?
So thank you, first of all, so much for having me. I am the director of Black campaigns at Planned Parenthood.
Very dope. And what does that mean for folks who are like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know.
Yeah. So essentially what that means is I oversee our Black organizing program. We have 3 constituency-based organizing programs. We have Black campaigns or Black organizing program. We have our Raíz program. They do Latinx organizing. And then we have Planned Parenthood Generation Action. They do young people on college campuses. And essentially what my role is to provide training and leadership development opportunities to build the capacity of Black organizers and volunteers across the country as it relates to our health centers. We are making sure that we're assisting our health centers and our affiliate partners on the ground in prioritizing Black communities, Black organizing, and building really meaningful relationships with Black partners who may be sometimes better messengers than we are, depending on the different community that we're talking to. But our program believes that the way that we expand access and really see this dream of reproductive freedom is to do 3 things. So first, we make sure that there's always an organizing and advocacy component. We make sure that we always are providing an educational piece, and resource distribution is a big one for us. We really believe that that is the recipe to attaining reproductive freedom for everybody.
I am so happy to hear that Planned Parenthood even has this program, because I was already, just to give some background, I have utilized services at Planned Parenthood. Once upon a time, I did not have health insurance. And so it was a lifeline for me. And definitely women in my family. I know that my mother spoke to me quite a bit about the role that Planned Parenthood played in her life while she was trying to have children and the resources they provided. And so I'm really grateful that how long has this role been in effect?
Yeah, so funny story. I actually started the program. I've been in Planned Parenthood for 6 years, and I launched the program in February 2019. So we are on our 1924. I can't do math. 4th year. Well, we're on our 5th year now. But yeah, it really was just out of the need for us to be really intentional about the way that we're fostering relationships, because we know that Black people make up patient base. You mentioned that you were a patient. That's how I got my introduction to Planned Parenthood. I went to my university. I shout them out, Delaware State University. I was a proud HBCU graduate. And, I didn't always feel comfortable going to the campus health center because they had a lot of stigma around it. So I actually trusted Planned Parenthood of Delaware for my sexual reproductive health care while I was at Del State for 4 years. So that was kind of my introduction to who Planned Parenthood was. I first met them as a provider for me. I was a broke college student, and needing care, and they gave that to me.
Yeah, that's what I get from Planned Parenthood. When I think of Planned Parenthood, I think of there's a need and they're interested in filling that need. And so even when you're saying like, oh, I actually, started this program, launched this program, it makes me think that in my mind, I imagine that you said that they became clear that there was a need, or you brought it to their attention there was a need, and then they made space to fill that need. So
absolutely.
more props to Planned Parenthood. So I'm curious to know for people who, I think that a misconception that a lot of people have is that they look at Planned Parenthood as just an abortion clinic. And I know that it's much more than that, but you are much more articulate than me. So I would love to hear from you all of, I guess, the mission and vision of Planned Parenthood. I know that it has definitely evolved since it's been founded. And so like what are some things that women and men and non-binary folks and trans folks can go to Planned Parenthood? What are the resources they have available to them there?
Yeah, so Planned Parenthood's mission is very clear. We want to help people live full and healthy lives. And that doesn't matter your income, your insurance, your gender identity, sexual orientation, race, immigration status. We want to make sure that you have access to sexual and reproductive health care. We are very proud to be an abortion provider, and we are the largest providers of sex education. We provide birth control. We provide STI testing. Some of our clinics provide gender affirming care. All of these things are things that you can go to your local Planned Parenthood health centers for. While we are proud to be an abortion provider, we also have a range of other options that folks need. And like you mentioned, it's not just women, right? It is men, it's trans people, it's non-binary people. We never turn folks away, and they can come through our doors and get the health care that they need and deserve. Sometimes, Planned Parenthood is the only healthcare facility in someone's neighborhood, or one that they feel particularly comfortable going to. And we really pride ourselves on being able to deliver that care to whoever needs it.
So then you were speaking about that. So in my mind, I'm hearing that the demographics that come into Planned Parenthood, how would you classify them?
As far as race, gender.
As far as all of the things, specifically, I'm thinking about economic backgrounds.
I mean, I think I don't want it to come across that we just, provide services for folks who don't, have insurance. Anybody can come to Planned Parenthood. If you have private insurance, if you have no insurance, if you have Medicaid. I, rely on Maryland Medicaid for years before I was able to get my first big girl job, and I went to Planned Parenthood. So it's not one of those things where just folks who have lower incomes can come and see us. We're people's favorite health providers with private insurance or anyone. We have celebrities who have visited Planned Parenthood, and they can afford to pay sometimes. So I don't want to make it seem like it's just for folks who don't necessarily have the money, because that's not true. We provide health care to everyone who needs it, and regardless of their income.
Yeah, I know. I have a personal friend in my life who's very well off. And they actually, just an older white woman, upper, East Side living kind of woman. And she would go to Planned Parenthood because she felt judged and she felt ostracized, going to her private doctor. And so there were often times that she would tell me where she was so uncomfortable in the office where she was, that she finally just said, forget it. This is the space where I feel the best. Yeah. And so she's become quite an advocate for Planned Parenthood as a result. And speaking of that, I'm curious to know, we all know what's going on in the world, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of things out there. I think another bit of information that is not always super clear is that Planned Parenthood, while they are proud to do abortions, I believe that the taxpayer dollars are not spent on abortions unless it is to protect the mother, or unless it's some extreme circumstance. But a lot of people who oppose that service will say, well, that's why Planned Parenthood should not be around. But it's not actually the case, right? Planned Parenthood is not taking taxpayer dollars and putting it towards that service, correct?
Yeah, so there's this thing called the Hyde Amendment, which actually restricts government funding to go to pay for abortions. And I just want to note that it is an extremely harmful and racist piece of legislation, because the folks who that harms the most are usually BIPOC folks. And so, yes, it is, because of the Hyde Amendment, it is illegal to use government funding to go towards to have an abortion.
Got it. So with that said, what are the best ways for folks to support Planned Parenthood if they choose to?
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, you allowing us to use this platform is destigmatizing things, talking, sharing information, education. That's always the first step, having conversations with your family, your friends, your coworkers, your loved ones. I think the things that require the most kind of due diligence from everyone is supporting local abortion clinics, abortion funds, reproductive justice groups, and also Planned Parenthood health centers. If you know someone who is in need of an abortion, you can go to abortionfinder.org. That will give them the information. Unfortunately, we are living in a time right now where information is changing by the hour. And so abortionfinder.org has the most up-to-date information on where folks can go and access care. You can also share your stories on social media and use the hashtag whatever the reason. We know that folks get abortions for lots of different reasons, and they don't have to share them. And if you want to share your story, you can share on social media and use the hashtag whatever the reason. Also, this is what my program does every day, and I want to make sure that I say it. We want to continue to center the work and the voices of Black and Latinx and Indigenous folks who have been doing this work for decades, right? Mm-hmm. We know that even before Roe was overturned, Roe was not enough for BIPOC folks, right? Like there has always been hurdles and things that will limit access to abortion for us, right? And those things will continue. And so it's really important that we're not acting like this is anything new and that we are centering the voices and the work of those folks. And just, I mean, listen, we got to buckle up our shoes because this is the long game. We definitely have a ways to go. This didn't happen overnight, but really sharing stories, abortionfinder.org, and also donating or lending your time. I heard that you went out in March. I think it was you, or was it Shanti? Yeah. You went out in March and like joined local rallies. All of those things are super important to let folks know that we're not going down without a fight on this one.
So what are other ways that folks can lend their time? I didn't realize that was a possibility outside of, marching and showing support in that way.
Yeah, so I mean, a couple things. So first and foremost, if you have a local Planned Parenthood, you can actually go to the health center and ask them like, hey, I want to sign up. You could be an escort, right? Because we know that sometimes folks face, anti-abortion folks just entering into the clinic, so you can sign up to be an escort. Our program, the Black Organizing Program, we're actually active in 14 states across the country. We do really dope stuff, y'all. So like if you sign up, you can actually go to bandsoff.org and you can actually get on our mailing list. And so when we are doing dope stuff in your area, you will get to know it. One of the things that I'm so proud of, so we have a signature tactic called Shop Chats. And Shop Chats are Shop Chats.
Shop Chats, okay.
Yeah, so it is, we partner with Black-owned businesses, and we host community conversations about topics in sexual and reproductive health care and the impact that they have on Black communities. And we actually just had a weekend of action 2 weeks ago where we had 9 Shop Chats happening across the nation, where we're partnering and supporting Black-owned businesses, and we're bringing the information and the education to what's going on, and how folks can still get the health care that they need, regardless if it's abortion access, if it's STI testing, birth control. But we really pride ourselves on meeting folks where they are, and that is one of the things that we're doing. So if you ever get a text message asking folks to join a local Shop Chat, you heard it here, that it is amazing and so fun, and we would love to have y'all there.
Oh, that's incredible. So let me ask you as well. I think there was a question that I just saw that someone who listens, a listener actually asked, and they asked, what is the difference between abortion rights and reproductive rights?
Yeah, so reproductive rights are abortion rights, and abortion rights are human rights, right? So it's just kind of like, these things, they are not two separate things. Reproductive rights are abortion rights.
Okay. Yeah. And so for Planned Parenthood, for you, for your mission and vision, your personal mission and vision within Planned Parenthood, what's next?
I mean, like I said, we're putting on our shoes. We are fighting the good fight. I know that right now, 13 states do have abortion bans in effect. We are in 14 states have active court cases, and litigation definitely remains part of our strategy. We are definitely trying to litigate what's going on, trying to increase awareness of what's going on, and increase awareness that it's not going to stop with Roe. grow, right? So like some folks think that this is an isolated thing. We've already seen from the official ruling that other rights are also on the line. And so that is what we are focused on. We are not going down. We're trying to, we're actually participating right now in what's called the Summer of Dissent. So all this summer across the nation, we are doing any and everything to show the Supreme Court that like, this is not okay. This is unprecedented what they did, and it's not okay.
Got it. One more question from a listener. They asked, are mental health services available at Planned Parenthood?
So that's a good question. I'm actually not sure. We could definitely get some information. I know that some of our affiliates, they vary. Some of our health centers vary in the services that they offer. What I will say is that regardless if that health center does have mental health services in that particular location, we have a vast variety of resources to help get you the help that you need. But we can definitely send some information after this interview so that we can, whoever is asking, that we can get them the proper information.
Got it. So everyone, you heard it here. You know that I'm an advocate. I would like to encourage you to join some of these, and I'm going to link them all, everyone, in the description so that you have everything that you need so that it's easily accessible. But join this cause. I love that people get on here. They're very passionate. They call. I love it, but it is nothing if we are not activated. And so we can stand by and listen. We can have conversations which are really beautiful and absolutely necessary. But now is the time to get activated. Make sure that you are aware that Planned Parenthood provides abortion services, abortion referral, birth control, emergency contraception, general health care, HIV services, transgender hormone therapy, men's health services, patient education, pregnancy testing and services, STD testing, treatment, vaccines, and women's services. Okay, so this is something that we want to protect. This is something that is very necessary. This is something that is very much for us and seemingly becoming by us.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
So, right. And so, Jamesa, I'm very grateful for the work that you're doing. I'm very grateful for Planned Parenthood. It's been a lifeline for me in my life. It's been a lifeline in many of the women who I love in their lives. And so, and men actually, because my dad actually told me that when he went with my mom, he realized that he could get care there and he utilized. I just remembered that. So that's incredible.
Absolutely. So, and thank you so much for allowing me to come on and share your platform to be able to let folks know how they can get activated. I'm so grateful to always talk with queens. I'm very sad that Shanti's not here, but
I know.
So happy to be able
Shanti's
to
not
chat
here, everyone, because she's celebrating. JoJo got into a very good school in Philly.
Go
so
JoJo.
They're out celebrating that as promised. So mommy duties come first. But
yes.
Again, thank you so much. Again, everyone, please make sure you click the links in the description so that we can get activated. And yeah, that's it.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And then that audio will just have to be from Riverside. Oh, you got it. You put it in there. All right. And then you can transition out. Oh, I should. So there you have it. I really want to thank Jamesa. I really want to thank Planned Parenthood for making this possible. And yeah, all of the resources that she talked about, those links will be in the description of this episode. So please make sure you check that out. Please make sure you spread the word. And big shout out to Jamesa for joining us and for doing all the incredible work that she does. Planned Parenthood is needed, respected, and appreciated.
Yes. As well as hearing about the verdict of Brittany Griner, feels like we have a win in some ways, or at least some relief. Breonna Taylor's killers were formally federally charged today. I actually didn't know the inside details of this, but it's come to my attention that former Detective Joshua James, Detective Kelly Goodley, Sergeant Kyle Meany, all four were charged with submitting a false affidavit to search Taylor's home ahead of the Louisville Metropolitan Police Department's raid. And then afterwards creating a false cover story in an attempt to escape the responsibility for their roles in preparing the warrant, as well as they're being charged with not abusing, what's the word? Basically violating Breonna Taylor's as well as her neighbor's constitutional rights by firing through her home and her closed windows.
One officer is.
One officer, thank you for that.
There's three officers who are being brought up on charges for misleading the judge who signed the warrant. And then the other officer is actually brought up on, he's the person that fired through the window.
Thank you for that clarification there. And so I saw a statement by Breonna's mother, and she said, I have waited 874 days for this. Folks are feeling, I think her lawyer said something, don't quote me, around like this being a moment for Black women to get some justice in this country. Again, listen, in watching The Wire, and watching The Ozark, and watching, I think I'm gonna watch West Wing. Y'all gonna fuck me up when I watch West Wing, but there's so much some about politics. It's like all about politics.
Kevin Spacey?
What's it called?
Oh, I know what you're talking. House of Cards.
House of Cards. Oh no, Rashid recommended West Wing as well.
Oh, West Wing. Interesting. Okay.
Either way, the amount of corruption and things that happen behind closed doors, we often just get the results of a lot of shit that goes on in the back of the house. And I hope that this becomes front and center. And in this win, not only, and of course, seeking justice for Breonna Taylor, but also just being like, yo, these systems are so corrupt. They're so corrupt. And hopefully this continues the conversation around reform, because I just hope it doesn't get overshadowed, because it's just insidious. It's just scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
What happens behind closed doors? A lot of people were upset with the original, with the state judge that dismissed the case. Like, who knows what was going on?
Charges.
Yeah, who knows what nepotism, what wheeling and dealing, what the fuck happened behind closed doors? Ugh.
Well, I think it's interesting, too, that this happened in 2020. It's 2022. So it's taken 2 years for there to be justice. I don't think it's by accident that it is under this administration. These are federal charges, which means the Department of Justice brought these charges up, which, that's appointed by Joe Biden, and the Democratic Party. So I'm not trying to toot Joe Biden's horn, but I'm saying if there was a different group of people in power, I don't know if we would have gotten this result ever. We'll see what happens during the trial, because, being brought up on charges is half the battle. I don't know. I don't know. I would like to see, I know that there were different laws passed, the Breonna Taylor law and things, to try to prevent this in the future. I understand I understand that people feel that someone needs to pay for this, and I don't disagree. I'm more interested, though, in how we're going to prevent it moving forward. If it happens again, putting these people behind bars, what does that mean?
Exactly. What were the mechanisms that made that happen?
Yeah.
Because it's not just the people, it's a system.
Mm-hmm.
There's practices that these people thought that they were going to get away with, that many people have gotten away with before.
And you know, I just so I'm fair, you know, I watch a lot of political shows and commentary and things, and I don't think it's by accident that Joe Biden is having some hard times, and his approval rating is not the highest. People don't want him to run again. All of a sudden, he's now killed the leader of the Taliban. All of a sudden, Breonna Taylor's folks are being brought up on charges. All of a sudden, we're passing executive orders to try to help poor women. You know, the poor women get access to reproductive health care if they need to travel out of state. There's a lot of things that are going to come down the pipeline, right? Especially since the what are they called? The midterm elections are coming up. It's looking like the Democrats will lose the House, meaning that they will not have, they won't have the majority in the House, and things have to get passed through the House in order to get passed up to the Senate. They're hoping to hold on to the majority in the Senate. It's a very slim majority over there. So they're scared. They're very scared because if you have a Republican House and you have a Republican Senate with a Democratic White House, you're not going to get shit done. And I'm curious to see what else happens between now and then. I think that these are very specific wins for very specific bases that tend to get Democrats elected. I'll say that. I'll take the win, right? Like, I'll take the win. That's why I put you in fucking office, is to get us these wins. But politics is such a tricky...
Politics as usual. Wow.
It's a tricky thing. I saw that goddamn Taliban thing. It was like, oh boy. It appeals to everyone, you know? It appeals to everyone. What's that?
It's a really almost eerie image of Brittany Griner wearing a Arrest the Cops Who Killed Breonna Taylor shirt. If you're on Patreon, then you will see it. If you want to be on Patreon, then you should become a patron, because you get to see stuff like my phone screen, my facial expressions, Antoinette's annoyance, her happiness, her turning red when she's asked to say nigga. All of these things.
Don't do that.
All of these things you could see if you were a patron. We want to shout out to the real ones who have joined our Patreon. Dominique B. Roshia? Did she leave and come back?
No, you know what happens? And I'm going to shout them out every time. I don't think that they either change their card or they cancel and come back. But every month, like, something happens where people have to, like, subscribe again.
Rochelle, you a real one. You keep coming back. You keep coming back now. Keep on coming back now, you hear? Jess, Soja, and Sonia. Thank you so much. Antoinette, how do they become a patron? Go to Patreon /ATW Around the Way Curls?
Nope. Almost. Go to www.patreon.com /Around the Way Curls. And you can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.
And we ain't even changed our prices, even though it's inflation, y'all.
We did.
Like, we some real ones. It should be, that $5 should be $6, but we keeping it at pre-inflation because we love you guys. And also, please become patrons.
I just want to shout out Shanti for that segue, because this bitch looked at the time and was like, we gotta record. We gotta record the next half. We gotta record the more questions and answer portion of the week. So, heard you, Shanti. I see you, Queen. I saw you calculating. Like, if it is 10:30 now, what time will it be by the time we're done recording? No. That was excellent. Very impressive. All right, well, a shorty but a goodie.
Oh, right. We all have one of them now. Whoa.
Let me think. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Surprise, surprise.
You know what? There's a man that I have a crush on who had the nerve to ask me, was it the girth or was it the length? And I was like, first of all, grow up. Second of all, it's the girth. And I'm just irritated now. That just made me mad. I just got irrationally angry. Like, why are you asking me that?
Is this recently?
Yeah. And it's
Out
like,
of the
do
blue?
you love me? No. I have to
Was
tell
it
you
tonight?
later. No. I'll have to show it to you. It was random.
Just text you out of nowhere.
No, it's never a fucking text. It's always on DM.
It was,
and
they actually DM'd you. Was it the length or the girth?
No, it wasn't out of nowhere. It was something we were talking about. I'll show it to you, Shanti. Sheesh. Or maybe I won't because I'm not childish and I don't show Shanti my text. Oh no, I gotta go.
Listen.
He don't listen to this shit. Anyway,
if you do, you know who you are.
I don't even have a crush on him anymore. That's irritating. All right. My love life. I'm trying to get married to somebody, but they won't marry me, so I gotta go. Anyway,
it's not around the way curls if it doesn't end with a little bit of
little cliffhanger,
little depression, little depressive statements.
I was like, I can make you veneer. I can make you veneer. Anyway, I gotta go. All right, and with that, we are out.